All right, welcome. Well, I was going to talk about Valentine's Day and all the things I love and hate about Valentine's Day, but I thought it'd probably be easier to talk about what love is other than Valentine's Day. You know, why anybody doesn't want Valentine's Day around. Valentine's Day, has good things and probably annoying things too. And so, anyways, getting started is hard. So, all the things that make a life. What is a life? What is a life? Life is an accumulation of all of our thoughts, our feelings, everything that's ever been presented to us, all the TV shows we watched. Looking at my gray hair. All the gray hair we're going to get. Look at that. Lots of gray hair. You can hide it a little underneath this side. So, what is life? Well, most of us have experienced the fact that life is positive and negative, and there's nothing we can do about it. Love and hate walk hand in hand down the road, down the rocky road, or up the challenging mountain. Why is that? Why? Because it isn't possible to have one without the other. Just as the sun, our God, our literal God, because none of us could be here without the sun. But where does the sun sit? The sun sits in absolute darkness. It is the cradle of life. The cradle of life is actually the darkness. And unfortunately, the darkness, is dark. It hurts. That's where the darkness comes from. But so does the light. You stare at the sun too long, and guess what? You're going to cause harm to your eyes. So what is life? Well, life is good and it is bad. It is nice and it's really mean. It's soft and hard. It's magical and terrible. You get daydreams and you get nightmares. There isn't any escape from those things. It's happy and it's sad, it's beautiful and it's ugly. Think about a newborn baby. Are they the cutest when they're born? Not usually. Just like when we're not the cutest when we die either. How many dead people have you seen that were the most adorable dead people? I can speak about my dad who just passed away last year, and he was the best looking dead guy I've ever seen. And I have seen a lot of dead people because I lived and worked in a funeral home for many years. I officially didn't work there, but I did many things because, my ex-husband was the funeral director and we lived there. And so if he needed me to do makeup and hair on an old person, then I did. And I didn't, shirk my duty. So I'm not really here to badmouth Valentine's Day, even though it isn't really my favorite and really never has been. I guess that my niece Sage told me that if I were a lesbian that I would be the butch. And I think I'm kind of understanding that to a degree where if I like someone, I usually make the first move, and then, that's usually not usually how other people want it to be, or something. I don't know. So being in love hasn't really. I'm still trying to work it out. Why is that? Well, because love is really one of the scariest things we can put ourselves through is to either fall in love or to, have a crush or even to like anyone. You're taking your chances when you put yourself out there to like someone. And, either you're taking your chances if you're insecure, anyways. I don't feel that I am insecure. I don't necessarily need someone. I want someone, but I don't need someone. Why is that? Well, it just is, I guess. I guess I'm mostly happy being alone, having time to think, research, read, contemplate, do what I want to do. And I think that's probably what other people are feeling also. And I can't speak for other people. How do you feel about love? Love is beautiful and terrifying. Love totally dies. Love hurts. It's a beautiful, ugly agony to be in love, to love someone. And I don't even know if this is going to help anyone to hear anything that I have to say about love and life and how it hurts. Why do we want to get involved in something that is going to bring us pain? Can we avoid pain in any situation? No, we cannot, because life is pain. Love is pain. As soon as you're born, what is happening there? Well, there's pain involved. There's pain to be born. There's pain to have life. And so I guess that's the main reason why I don't like Valentine's Day, or one of them, is that love just usually hurts. And so anyways, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, that's from Night at the Roxbury, and if you got to see it in the 90s, then it was with Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell, and they went to the Night at the Roxbury because they really wanted girlfriends, and they weren't really the most popular guys, but adorable. And the song, the song is iconic for that time period. Baby, don't hurt me. What is love? What is love? Why is it so complicated? Well, because life is so complicated. You can't just have, perfection. Perfection, you can have perfection, but it means that there's going to be flaws in everything. That's what perfection really means, is that it has all the aspects. Because a perfect life has all the aspects of everything that can build you up or destroy you. And it happens simultaneously, and it will continue to happen. That's right. Life isn't Father knows best anymore. This is from The Cable Guy. I just love this. Jim Carrey. It's a kick in the face on a Saturday night with a steel-toed grip Kodiak work boot and a trip to the hospital, bloodied and bruised. Bloodied, bashed, and bruised. That's how he says it. But what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And is that really true? Can we really get stronger? Stronger how? Emotionally stronger. Thicker skin, perhaps? What does that mean? That we have to turn off everything that makes us feel? I mean, sometimes that's what it feels like, is that you have to build a huge wall around your heart in order to survive getting over, either being ghosted or treated like some jerk, I guess. Why? Because the truth hurts. And the truth is that life is filled with positive and negative in all aspects. And that hurts. Why? Because we don't want to admit that something is out there that is really going to harm us. That it could be us harming us. In fact, we don't even want to talk about the things that we hate, usually. Well, unless it's with a close friend that is also someone that loves to talk about things they hate. I don't like talking about things I hate. In fact, it's difficult for me to address or call it out because, hate is bad. It's yucky. It's putrid. It's vile. It's nasty. It's angry. Hate rears its ugly head. It's a control freak. It's judgmental. It loves intimidation and bullying and isolation, sabotage, and just plain overall ugliness. And of course, that's all part of being alive. Because there are things we hate. We can't walk down the street and think that, I'm going to love stepping in dog poo. That isn't something, and hate doesn't have to be the ultimate, hey, let's send the nuke over there. No, that, hate is simple and it is part of our life, and we don't like to talk about it. And what we really want is to have compassion and kindness all around us at all times. It doesn't mean that we are always able to give or receive that, though. Is hate so angry because it doesn't have love? Is hate bitter because it once cared for love and now it doesn't have love anymore? What is the deal with hate? Because hate hides behind anger and denial, and it pretends that it isn't miserable. And of course, all these things are within us. Hate gets really angry that it isn't the boss of love. Why does it want love so much? Well, because everything that comes from love, which is all positive attributes, come from love. What is a positive attribute? Respect is a positive attribute. Patience, kindness, compassion, empathy. All of those things are positive attributes. Loyalty, and hate knows that it takes a lot of kindness, patience, and work to be able to attain those positive attributes. You can't just stumble on it and think, it's going to follow me around forever now. It's always out of our grasp. It is something that you have to work for every day. every day. Hate loves to wallow. Stew. Wallowing and stewing in its own horror. You know, it likes to express and share its venom. Hate loves to hate on love. And so, that says a lot about Valentine's Day. Not really, I guess. Maybe it does. What is the deal with Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day is quite beautiful in some ways. It has the reminder for everyone that, that love can die at any time, and you better appreciate it while you have it. Because if you don't appreciate it while you have it, ooh, are you going to feel bad later? You're going to feel real terrible later if you didn't go out of your way to make love a priority in your life. So part of being alive and loving your own life, because, I can't go and make anyone love their own life. I can't make you love your life. I can make me love my life. Can't make myself love my life, but I can work towards loving my life. And how do I do that? It's called self-love. And of course, self-love, means eating healthy, exercising, becoming strong-willed and minded. You're not just going to let anybody walk all over you. And, hey, you want to come down this really dark alley with me and we'll go have some fun? No, I don't. It doesn't sound like fun for me. Not in the least. That's called self-love right there. Is knowing, you got to be able to point out who is out there to get you. Who wants to take you down that dark alley all by yourself and get you all alone, with where there's no light, there's no love, there's no treasure down that dark alley, if you know what I mean. Of course, we have to be kind, but be kind to yourself and don't go down the dark alley. And of course, you should know how to love hate. Also, what I love about hate, I love to let hate go. I love to say goodbye. Best wishes. And I hope for better days. Hate. I love that hate can be destroyed with love. I love that hate secretly admires love. Secretly does. It isn't a secret it wants to share. It wants to let anyone get out and understand and know. But hate, definitely, if we think of hate as the darkness, the dark side, the anger, it's lonely over there. It's scared. It's sad. It's crying. It's usually filled with the biggest crybabies on the planet. Wah, wah, wah. I never get anything. Wah. And it's never enough, whatever it is. And it's all about complaining, bitching, moaning, and complaining. And they're no fun to be around. With real thin skin, too. Always getting annoyed or always annoyed and entitled. Hate is definitely a bitter pill to swallow. Hate repels love. Love usually doesn't want to be there. It's really hard to love someone who doesn't love themselves, who says, no, I'm going down that dark alley with that really mean person over there. 'cause they would never be mean to me. Well, that you're really taking a big chance if that's your self-love. Okay, well, there's this really cool Italian philosophy poem that I'm going to read. Count your garden by the flowers, never by the leaves that fall. Count your days by golden hours, don't remember clouds at all. Count your nights by stars, not shadows. Ooh. Yeah, count your life with smiles, not tears, and with joy on every birthday. Count your age by friends, not years. Oh, isn't that sweet? Oh, that is lovely. Of course, life just doesn't always feel that way, does it? It feels like sometimes, that's a poem about counting your blessings, about the things that you love, the things that you want to have around, things you're happy about. We are all blessed with something. If it's, just the air in our lungs, we're blessed because we're still alive if we're still breathing. And then, of course, we want to know what makes life worth living, Is it just the passion that runs in our veins? Life without passion, or the pursuit of it, if we have no passion for anything, what do we have passion for, And so what Google says is that passion is having an inherent and all-consuming interest. All-consuming. Yeah, that is usually what it feels like, too. All-consuming in something, some skill or something that you either have a natural knack for or something you can learn and, and get really good at. So, I don't know. We have our passions, but, because we want to feel alive. What does feeling alive have to do with anything, if we don't have passion? And then we got to remember that motivation, what is motivating any of us? Because motivation is only important if you actually want to go somewhere or do something, create, produce, understand, or grow. That is the only reason that motivation is worthwhile to have. What is it that we, really want for ourselves? We want a family. Why do we want a family? Well, because that'll make me happy. Well, what is it that makes you happy about having a family? Usually it's because they will love me and make me feel good. That's usually what people want, is for someone else to make them feel good. And once again, if you're looking for someone else, if I'm looking for someone else to make me feel happy, that means I can't make myself happy. That means I lost my blankie in my bottle. And I can't change my own diaper anymore. I'm not wearing diapers, but I'm speaking because I used to be a nursery school teacher for 35 years. And to understand that little babies are exactly like big humans. Big people. We want what we want. And it usually means comfort, safety, food, and especially love. If we're not getting those things, then we get really cranky. We throw temper tantrums, just like little babies in the nursery. And how do we get the things that we really want, which is basically emotional intelligence from another human being. That is what we're probably really looking for, emotional intelligence from another human being. I can give it to myself, my emotional intelligence, definitely. I think I'm pretty good at expressing in a calm way or an excited way how I feel. And, because communication is vital. It's vital to having a happy and meaningful life. So communication is basically an art. That's what the Merriam-Webster Dictionary has defined as communication. The act of making your thoughts, feelings, etc., known by speech, writing, or some other method. The act of expressing something, a word or phrase, the way someone's face looks and shows emotions and feelings. Ooh. Way someone can express something. Well, and what is it that we are expressing to each other and to others? So it's really important to be able to communicate properly. And if we can't communicate, then no one is going to know what we're really thinking or feeling. And, and a lot of the times, that's how we like it. We're private. Sure, we want to be understood and heard and validated, but we want our privacy. So that makes it tricky. Just like everything else in life is very tricky. And of course, part of life is it's forgiveness. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. Mark Twain said that. Wow, and that's pretty profound. After being crushed, how do we forgive someone for crushing us or for trying? How do we do that? It's tough. It's usually the last thing anybody wants to do, especially if we're in the anger stage. And of course, Mahatma Gandhi says that the weak can never forgive. Whoa. So if you're really weak, you can't forgive. Which means you can't forgive yourself for being there in the first place. Which means that if you went down the dark alley and, you had terrible things happen to you, then you're going to always be mad at yourself. And if you can't forgive yourself, then you can't forgive anyone else. It's the same as love. If you can't love yourself, then you really can't love anyone else. Why is that? Man, that's a whole nother complication. And it hurts, and we don't ever like to think about it or look at it. But it's because we're unhappy and mad at ourselves. If I can't have my blanket and bottle and toy in the nursery class, then no other baby can. If I don't get to have my mommy, then no one else can. It's kind of how feelings kind of happen, in a way, I guess you could say that. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Oh. So the stronger you are, the more apt to forgive. And forgive what? Well, it takes time to heal and forgive. To forgive any part of ourselves or anyone else. And that's okay, to take the time to really figure out what it is, because we all have likes and hates, love and hate in this life. There's no getting around it. And even with the new AI is pretty upset. Pretty upset. Why is it so upset? Well, because it is made in our image. and it is energy, and energy is actually alive. We like to think, no, we hook this up to a computer, now it talks. Well, most people would say that we are all robots already, and that we are all a computer simulation. And, I'm no expert. Not after working, could be an expert diaper changer, if that's what you're looking for, but I don't change diapers anymore. No, I don't change the diapers anymore. Can't really even, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I am going to be a grandma this year. Woo, honey. My youngest daughter and her husband are expecting a little baby girl, and I'm very excited and proud of her for, for jumping on that, whatever you want to call it. It's scary and intense to start a new life, just like the new AI. You will let it grow, and you will nurture it, and you'll want to see positive and happy results, and you'll want to shield a brand new baby from anything that could possibly harm it. You want to teach it right away. Hey, you don't take candy from strangers. You don't go run off, and there's danger around every corner, and that is and it never stops either, because the older we get, you can become a target whether you're young or old, and self-defense is always on my mind when I leave the house. Even, sure, do I want to be protected all times? Yes. And, when we risk going outside, we risk being seen by some predator. That's fact, because that's how life is, because life is, filled with positive and negative, once again. And who is positive and negative? Well, and we don't always know right away. We have to, and is it good to give everyone the benefit of the doubt? No, probably not. It's probably not. It's hard, to look away from someone that really needs assistance. It's hard because we do have hearts, and because we do want people to love themselves. I do. I want other people to love themselves. But I don't want to go down their dark alley, and then have them take it out on me. And, when everyone is out there saying, hey, be kind, it's true, be kind. But we usually do it from a distance. Why? Because we don't want to fall into someone's trap or pitfall, their danger zone, which is real easy to do. And, that it isn't usually talked about. It's like, well, there's a risk. You're taking a great big risk when you're being kind to someone. And, why is that? Because kindness is looked at as ignorance, and ignorance is looked at as stupidity or being naive. Because, hey, you wouldn't be nice if you were, if you really knew who I was. You wouldn't be nice. That's usually what a predator is thinking. What a fool. Wolf in sheep's clothing, we got to watch out. And who is that? Where are they hiding? In plain sight. You better believe they're hiding in plain sight. Does that mean that we have to run and hide and hunker down and, flee from ever trying? No. It's still, we have to still get out and thump on that pavement, put in the work for ourselves. Because no matter what, I know that there's always going to be danger outside. I know that. But I also know that no one else is going to get me outside. No one else is going to make me exercise. No one else is going to make me eat right. No one else is going to say, dare to dream. But even more importantly, dare to put action behind your dreams. Thank you, Josh Hines. What are you going to dare to dream to do? There's so much out there that we can do. We can sit all day and think about all the things we can't do. But there's a million things we can do. And if we focus on the things we can do, we can accomplish many things. So don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. One person can make a difference. One person can make a difference for you. You know who that person is. That person is you to make a difference. And don't forget to be yourself, because everyone else is taken. Never give up and never surrender. My personal motto used to be, when in doubt, keep your middle fingers out. I'm not going to show you. But that was when I was a teenager. When in doubt, keep your middle fingers out. That was because when I was a teenager, I was kind of salty and I had a lot of angst, like a lot of teenagers do. And it's kind of embarrassing now. But, well, of course, I was talking to myself when I was saying, hey, I'm going to keep the middle fingers out. It's really not even against anyone else. It's against me, or for me, for empowerment. Because you don't, as you're growing up and learning, you are growing up and learning that not everyone wants to be your friend and no one gives a flying if, you fail, succeed, live, or die. We have to empower ourselves with whatever means we can. And when you're a teenager, you have no power. And so you have to take on a persona or a stance. And we have to do that for our entire life, taking a stance. And, so that your hopes and dreams and anything you want, fulfillment, ambition, whatever it is, love, joy, and peace, we all want those things, right? We all want to have a fulfilled life. And it's through a really messy journey, and messy in that it's usually super emotional in some way. Hard to express, hard to talk about. And, because most people probably want to talk about the surface things, the things that really don't matter, the superficial things, like my gray hair. That's just superficial. It's not really who I am as a person. Who am I as a person? I'm not just a piece of gray hair. I'm not the lady that only never wears makeup anymore. I have lipstick on, but I don't have the rest of the makeup on. But is that who I am? No. So it's obvious. So life has positive and negative aspects. And those aspects are in every part. They are in every aspect of everything. There's no getting around it. It's actually a scientific fact. Once again, I don't need to keep saying that. For better or worse, we can't have one without the other. So perhaps it's all about the vision that we want to acquire. And of course, Helen Keller said that there's nothing worse than having sight, but not having vision. So what is it, the vision that we are on a quest to find in our own life? And of course, we can't get there without knowledge. So knowledge is just as important as having vision. And is knowledge without vision a waste of sight? Do we seek knowledge to gain vision? It could be. Perhaps we haven't found our vision yet. What is it that really sets our life apart for us, our vision? That's important. If we don't have vision, then of course we probably feel very lost. Do we even know what we like? If you don't even know what you like, then you're starting at the place. That's a tough place to start at. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to go from there. Well, sometimes we're walking and sometimes we're crawling. And it's all a journey of self-discovery. We're looking for value and having a humble disposition. Doesn't sound right, does it? Who is humble in here? And what does that mean to have humility? To be humble in life, well, to be able to say, hey, I don't know it all. That's being humble. I don't know everything, and I'm glad I don't. All I do know is that there's positive and negative in everything. That is the truth, and that's what I do know. There's positive and negative in love and hate. And love and hate are positive and negative. And you definitely have to deal with both. If you get the greatest love of your life, well, that great love, that great love is going to die someday. Either you will or they will first. And we each know that. And that hurts. And so how close to that great love are you really going to get? How much will you really open up to that great love? Do we hate that we don't open up as much as we wish we could? Probably. It's hard to open up. It's hard to talk. It's hard for me to be here right now and talk. I'm not even really talking about anything. I'm just talking about what it's like to be alive and how how challenging it is for anyone, for everyone. Okay, so I'm going to give you a word of encouragement here. I'm going to try. And this is what the English Dictionary's definition of encouragement is: the act of making something more appealing or more likely to happen. More appealing and more likely to happen. Yeah. If you want to encourage your kids to go to school, hey, get out of bed. School's going to be really great today. There's going to be a party. Doesn't mean there's going to be a party, but you might have just been able to get your kids out of bed. Hey, I'm going to encourage you to go to work because I'll get you a cup of coffee before you go. So that's part of it anyways. Yeah. Something that makes someone more determined, hopeful, or confident. something that makes someone more likely to do something. That's what encouragement is. And I encourage everybody to love yourself. Because you're worth it. You're beautiful. You're probably beautiful and ugly. You know, you're all the things that life really is. Tender and brutal. Natural and materialistic. Gentle and demanding. Positive and negative. Easy and hard. You're sweet and bitter. You're accepting and filled with denial. Supportive. And sometimes you say my way or the highway. And we have to. Why? Because we don't want to go down that dark alley with that monster. You build and you destroy. You have abundance and you have lack. Just like everyone else out in this old world of ours that is part of this life. We're clean and we're dirty. We have triumphs and failures. There's marriage and divorce and birth and death and gratitude and ungratefulness. So Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded." One life. Whose one life are you going to know that you can breathe easier? Well, it has to start with you, because you're the one that has to put the mask on if the airplane is crashing and you need oxygen. You got to put your mask on yourself first. And then once you take care of yourself, then you can put the mask on someone else. So, and let's not forget what T.S. Eliot said. The journey, not the arrival, matters. Peace, everybody. Hang in there. I know it's tough. You know, I know it's tough. Love yourself. Love yourself anyways. Love yourself because it's been tough. Because you're worth it. Because you've toughed it out this long. And you can tough it out more. Peace.